David Dobrik is back on the internet, and Trisha Paytas is one person who is not staying silent on how she feels about his return. Trisha has been very vocal about how she feels about David and the rest of the vlog squad since she got kicked out of the group in 2019, so it's unsurprising that she would talk about his return. So, David returned to the internet last week by posting a vlog to his YouTube channel after a 3-ish year hiatus. He stopped posting vlogs in 2020, then shortly returned in 2021 to post several vlogs, then dipped after he started receiving backlash for what he did to Jeff. But he never completely left the internet. He remained posting on Snapchat and has continued to bring in millions of dollars from posting daily on there. Snapchat is a good place for him specifically to post since there's no comment section. On any other platform, he would receive hate comments, but on Snapchat, he doesn't have to see any of that, so he's pretty much been hiding on Snapchat. But David shocked everyone by dropping a surprise vlog just last week where he showed off his new body. He's very ripped now. He's got a six-pack and everything. It low-key looks a little unsettling. I saw a comment that said how he looks like the first human head transplant survivor, and now that's all I can think about whenever I see a picture of David showing off his new abs. But you know, good for him for getting into shape and getting healthy. Next up, he needs to focus on paying Jeff for his medical bills for an incident he caused. But we know that most likely won't happen anytime soon. David's been pushing that lawsuit back as much as he can, and Jeff's been having to pay for surgery upon surgery for something that David did to him. Insane. But David's new vlog has been getting some mixed reactions. Of course, on one hand, there are many fans who are still excited about him finally dropping a new vlog after so long, but on the other hand, there are plenty of people who don't like the fact that he's trying to make his way back to YouTube and the internet. They want him off the internet for good and to settle this lawsuit with Jeff. Well, they also want him to take some accountability and show some growth, but he is doing neither. So don't hold your breath. In his most recent vlog that he just posted, he was still doing crazy stunts. Like in one clip, someone drove their car into a pool. That's so dangerous, and it could have ended the same way it did for Jeff. Thankfully it didn't. Jonah was the one to do it, and he seemed fine after he did it, but still. And when it comes to growth, in his Zila fitness documentary about his body transformation, because he did do it through his friend Ila's company Zila, he talked about how he's grown and changed, but really only because he started eating healthy and working out. And that vlog was telling a different story. He's still the same guy.
The only thing I do know is that I've learned a lot from my past. I've definitely gained wisdom from it. I've gained lessons from it. And, I can't change anything from the past, but I can carry all that into the future. And I still have the same goal as I did before, to make people laugh, make people smile, include people in a good time. And I want to continue doing that. And I think making this video, working on my mental health, transforming my body is all one step closer to me adulting and becoming the better next step version of myself. Not the best, but the best for the time being until a better version of me comes along.
Now let's talk about what Trisha had to say about David's return. When he originally posted the vlog on Twitter, Trisha tweeted, "David Dobrik returning to YouTube doing the same thing he was doing in 2019? What could possibly go wrong?" Which is true. This vlog wasn't different from his other content. The only difference that I saw people point out is that he's now in front of the camera more than behind it. She then went on to talk about his return on her podcast, Just Trish. So, to start, she talks about how she actually got pretty worked up when she saw David had posted his vlog. She has pretty strong feelings about David, but says that because he's not really on the internet much, he doesn't really affect her much. She never really has to see him. But seeing his vlog made her feel some type of way. She says that she was just so mad and upset about his return that she felt like she had to tweet about it, which prompted her to tweet that tweet. She goes on to say that she did get some people replying to her tweet saying that maybe he's changed, but she went on to talk about how from his vlog and recent actions regarding the lawsuit, he clearly has not changed, nor has he taken any kind of accountability.
And I had to tweet. That's how mad I was. I had to tweet. I never do. I'm always like, oh, I'll just say for Hot Topics. I don't care that much, but I cared so much I had to tweet. And there was only one that was like, well, Trish, we were here for you to change. Let's see if he's changed. I'm like, people can change, yes, but to have zero accountability for the stuff that he's done and still currently doing in this lawsuit, you literally almost somebody and then blamed him for that. It's so crazy. It's I get people changing and growing and whatever, but he hasn't, and he has no apologies and no anything. It's just
And again, Trisha's right. David hasn't taken any accountability. He is worth millions of dollars. How hard would it be for him to use some of that money to settle this lawsuit and pay for Jeff's medical bills? That's all Jeff wants, is his medical bills paid. Like, if David just took accountability for what he did to Jeff and gave him the money he needs, people would be more open to forgiving him. But he isn't doing that. Instead, he's taking accountability and changing by what? Getting fit? That's not what everyone had an issue with. But Trisha and Oscar went on to clock David and expose his comeback. Oscar says that his comeback with his fitness journey seems very calculated because he's pretty much coming back to the internet with this illusion of him seeming like a new person because he looks different with his new six-pack. Because he's now fit, everyone is more likely to see him in a new and positive light, kind of like this is David's way of showing he's this new and changed person and he's no longer the old David who got canceled for doing sucky things. This is the new David with the six-pack. And Oscar compares this to what Cody Ko is attempting to do with his documented fitness journey on his second channel.
I'm surprised more people aren't really clocking this. It is the oldest trick in the book when you've gone through something, like to have a physical transformation, because a physical transformation is a way to trick people into thinking that you are a different person. And yes, like a physical transformation, like getting muscle like that, it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of resilience, but that doesn't just automatically signify an emotional, mental growth or change. And it's ironic that Cody Ko is doing the physical transformation at the same time, because again, it's just like literally that's how his comeback is happening. It's on the Cody Trains YouTube channel and it's documenting his fitness journey.
Oscar also went on to clock David for never taking accountability, like, ever. When the Business Insider article came out about Dirty Dom essaying that girl and David filming it and putting it into a vlog, David did post a video to talk about it, but it was only because he had to. And it wasn't even on his main channel. He posted it to his podcast channel to hide it from his viewers, which is insane work. Then the second video David posted, he again posted it because he had to. Dom posted a video where he placed the blame on David, which again is insane work. And David posted his video to combat Dom's allegations and clear his name. David didn't post these videos because he genuinely felt bad, and Oscar rightfully called him out for it.
I don't know, seeing just like a girl whose life was changed, right? Like there was a trust there was a power dynamic there. Like obviously she was a fan who was excited to be in a David's vlog, and that came at the expense of getting essayed.
David filmed it
and it was posted, and it was like a funny bit, and
no like remorse / like payout, not even monetary, like something to like redeem her, to help her through the trauma, just like a reach out, you know what I mean, like something.
Yeah, and yes, the apology videos came after, but obviously the first one was not handled well. It was on this Views channel or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he had to post the other one, but the only reason he posted the second one is because Dirty Dom tried to throw David under the bus.
Right.
And so he was like, no, like I'm gonna throw Dirty Dom under the bus. None of it really came out of like a place of goodwill, you know what I mean? It was, he apologized because he had to.
Trisha then goes on to call David out for coming back like he didn't almost unalive Jeff. She even points out that in David's podcast, he made it seem like he took a break from vlogging because he wasn't in the right headspace and not because he almost unalived Jeff. And he's put Jeff through so much already, yet David will never apologize to him and will continue to spread lies about him instead.
Because they were talking about on their podcast, because their podcast came back, how he said he took a break, but didn't mention like the accident or the lawsuit or anything like that. It's just like he needed a break. He wasn't in the same good mental health space or whatever, which is like so insane to once again like not acknowledge the Jeff situation. You're like in this current lawsuit and just like not paying and not doing any of that. It's like so. Again, accidents can happen, but if you don't like acknowledge it and just like say sorry and apologize and like a public apology, a private apology, pay for stuff, like it's just...
Trisha then went on to criticize David for giving away a dozen Teslas to his Dobrik's employees, yet he refuses to give Jeff a penny. And Teslas aren't cheap either. Trisha says that she does believe that people can change, but she truly does not think that David has changed whatsoever, and how he handled the Jeff situation and his whole comeback has proved that. Like, he's still continuing to drag out this case. He's still continuing to do dangerous stunts in his vlogs. He's still the same guy, he's just fit now. Trisha then goes on to comment about how it's just so sucky that David gets to have his big moment despite what he did to Jeff. Jeff is still having to go through surgeries, is trying to battle this out in court, and has overall been going through it mentally, yet David gets to live his best life without dealing with any repercussions for his actions. They also went on to talk about how David has said countless times that his friendships mean everything to him, yet his actions have shown differently. He has shown that he does not care about the well-being of his friends, nor anyone else, and will make them do a dangerous stunt if it makes for good content. Trisha also gives advice to David and says that he needs to be careful with what content he puts out there, since it doesn't seem like he's learned any lessons whatsoever and is still continuing to put out the same content as he used to. Which is true. His recent vlog was just like a typical OG David Dobrik vlog, and not much was different. He was still doing the same jokes and similar bits. He was also having Jonah drive a car into a pool. David hasn't changed. He's still the same guy he's always been. David really does need to watch what he puts out, because after seeing what happened to Jeff, everyone is keeping an eye on David now to see what stunts he's doing and what he's putting out there. No one wants to see his friends do dangerous stunts anymore. We saw what happened to Jeff. Like, I saw so many 2025 predictions where people have predicted David going to jail. That is not a good sign. How many times is it predicted that an influencer or content creator is going to go to jail? If anything, it's a sign that he needs to reevaluate himself and the content he's uploading. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this entire situation in the comments. And as always, I will talk to you in the next video.